Hello, guys. Welcome back to Mathematics. Today, we are going to talk about the multiplication between whole numbers. We are going to multiply big numbers by 1, 2, and 3-digit numbers. But you can apply this same method if you have bigger numbers. So let's start explaining how to multiply by one digit. So, if you have a grid paper like in the notebook, that is going to help you to organize the multiplication. So, in vertical multiplication, what we are going to do is to put the biggest number at the top and the smallest number down here. It is good if you organize each digit in a space. So, you are going to have a square for each place value. That place value is also going to work for the answer. When we multiply two numbers and for a number that is equals or bigger than 10, then it's not going to be in the ones anymore. It's going to go to the tens. That's why in vertical multiplication, we are going to start from right to left. Just in the case that we get too much ones, that we need to move to the tens, too much tens that we need to move to the hundreds, and so on. So you are always going to start with the smallest one on the right and go to the left. Now you are going to multiply the digit at the bottom by all the digits at the top. So we are going to start doing 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Since it's the multiplication by the ones, the result is going to be also in the ones. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 times 4 is 8. So the answer is 8,268. In this case, we didn't have to carry. The numbers got smaller than 10. But let's see what happens when the number gets bigger than 10. For example, in this multiplication. Same thing, we are going to put the biggest number at the top and then multiply by the one digit. Remember, we start from the right. 8 times 2 is 16. Notice that 16 is already bigger than 10. So 16 is composed by ones and tens. That's why we need to put the 6 here that belongs to the ones and the 1 carry for the next digit because it belongs to the tens. And then it's also important to remember that you first do the multiplication going from down to up and then you add the number that you carry. Because sometimes students do 1 plus 1 is 2 and then multiply it by 8. No, get used to come from the bottom to the top. So 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1 is 9. The next one is 8 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. Again, 2 here, and the 3 is bigger, so it has to go to the next one. And finally, 8 times 3 is 24, plus 3 is 27. So the answer is 27,296. Let's see what happens when you have two digits. You organize the numbers in a similar way, but remember we have space for each place value. So, since the 12 has 1 in the position of the tens and 2 in the position of the ones, that's how you need to put it. And then we are going to start with the smallest and smallest, ones by ones. And then we go to the left. So, first the 2 by all the terms. So, it's going to be similar to the previous, right? 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 4 is 8. Now is the time for the 1, which is in the position of the tens. Since 1 is in the position of the tens, the result is also have to be in the position of the tens. Notice how the grid is helping us because the squares help us to have the multiplication organized and don't mess up with the place value. So this space have to be empty. Some people draw a square, some people draw an asterisk, some people put a 0 because there's nothing there. Or some people just leave it in blank. I'm going to leave it in blank. And then I'm going to start to multiply the 1 by the whole thing, not just from the 3. It has to multiply from the 4 and so on. Let's do it. 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 4 is 4. When multiplying by 1, it's just repeating the number. And then finally, we need to do the addition between these two values. Let's do it. 8 plus nothing is 8. 6 plus 4 is 10, 0, and we carry the 1. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. 8 plus 1 is 9, and 4 we bring it down. The result is 49,608. Let's see what happens when we have a little bigger numbers. So again, the one with more digits is going to go at the top times 98. Same thing, we are going to start with the 8. The difference is that we are going to have to carry more numbers in this one. 8 times 2 is 16, we carry the 1. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 8 times 4 is 32, we carry the 3. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 3 is 27. Now it's the time for the 9. Notice that we have some numbers here that we carry. You have two options. If you have to carry more numbers, you can put it, for example, here, or you can erase the numbers and do the second part of the operation. I'm just gonna put it here at the top so you are gonna see how it works. Let's see. 9 times 2 is 18. 8, and we carry the 1. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 0, and we carry the 1. Even if I don't have anything here, but I'm still gonna put it here. So I make a difference between the ones that we carried before and the ones that we are carrying now. 9 times 4 is 36, plus 1 is 37. 7, and we carry the 3. And finally, 9 times 3 is 27, plus 3 is 30. And we do the addition. Let's see, we bring down the 6. 9 plus 8 is 17, we carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 7 plus 7 is 14, we carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, and we bring down the 3. So the answer is 334,376. Now let's see what happens when we have to multiply by a 3-digit number. So again, the biggest number goes at the top and the smallest one at the bottom. Look, if you put the biggest number at the bottom, you can still do the multiplication. It's just that you are going to get more numbers to add. So it's easier when you put the smallest one at the bottom. And then we start with the 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 8 is 16. We carry the 1. And 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Now it's the turn of the 5. 5 times 4 is 20, 0, and we carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17, carry the 1. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 1 is 41, we carry the 4. And 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. And then we multiply by 1. It's just repeating the number. 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 3, 1 times 8, and 1 times 2. And finally, we add the 3 numbers. We bring down the 8. 6 plus 0 is 6. 6 plus 7 is 13, plus 4 is 17. 7, and we carry the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 3 is 10. 0, and we carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 8 is 13. 3, and we carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4. The result is 430,768. Okay, guys, it's your time to practice. Pause the video here and then come back for the solutions. Okay, let's check the first one. 231 times 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. We carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 924. The second one. 467 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. You carry the 4. 6 times 7 is 42. Plus 4 is 46. 6, and you carry the 4. And 7 times 4 is 28. Plus 4 is 32. 3,269. Now by 2 digits. The biggest number at the top. And then we start with the smallest one, with the ones. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. Remember, when multiplied by 1, it's just repeating the same number. Now is the turn of the 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. And 2 times 1 is 2. Now we add the numbers together. We bring the 4 down. 8 plus 3 is 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 6, 9. 1 plus 4 is 5. And we bring down the 2. 25,914. And finally, let's do the multiplication by 3 digits. Again, biggest number at the top. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry the 2. 5 times 5 is 25. Plus 2 is 27. Carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 2, 17. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. This time I'm going to erase the numbers that I carried for the next one. The next one is the 1. I just need to repeat the number. 1 space to the left. Don't forget that. And then the 3. 3 times 4 is 12. We carry the 1. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1 is 16. Carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. 0 and we carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. And finally we do the whole addition. We bring down the 0. 7 plus 4 is 11. We carry the 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. Plus 5 is 13. Plus 2 is 15. 5 and we carry the 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. 6 and we carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2 and we bring down the 4. So the answer is 426,510. Okay, guys, I hope this video was useful. Don't forget to subscribe, book your own lessons with me, and lend me any question. Bye bye, guys. See you next time.